Hey, good evening. Good evening. How's it going, y'all? I hope y'all are doing well. It is Sunday. I know I'm kind of running late. Had to do the dishes and, my daily Sunday evening routine. Um, so we're going to be playing RimWorld tonight just for the next few hours. Probably until midnight. I'm probably going to go hopefully as late as midnight. Tomorrow is Monday, obviously, and it is going to be the start of the last week of summer school, and then after that my schedule kind of opens up. I might be able to actually stream in the afternoon or in the morning instead of late at night. So what's going on, Fizz? What's going on? Oh man. Go ahead and move us over to the next screen as we're waiting for this to take place. So, bit of a status update. So, I don't know if I talked about. I know I talked about a lot of things last stream. Very personal things. The VOD is still up. I'm not taking it down. I don't give two shakes about it anymore at this point. But generally in the past, if I started doing that, I would take down the VOD. Oh, nice. Now comes the important question. How do you have your steak? All right. Is it... And there's only one correct answer. Okay. I'll let you slide on that one. The correct answer, though, is medium. All right. Medium well is bridging, is skirting the line. Okay. Because anything close to well done is just communism. I'm just letting you know right now. I think it's this one. Anything close to well done is just straight communism. Yep, this is the right one. That's right. We had what's his name die on us. Who was it again? Atkinson died on us. That's right. Damn, there's like no light at all in the colony right now, which is crazy. We need to start chopping. We need to start chopping wood. Okay, we can chop these trees down behind here. These look to be... I mean, we have wood. It just needs to be collected. I need to find a place for the. Oh my goodness, we have meat. I mean, it's frozen, but it's outside. Okay. So, what day are we on winter? We're on the 8th day of winter. So we still got a few days of winter left. So let me see. Who's not convalescing right now? Lumi's not. I mean, Lumi's so it's just Eli or Elle, Sis, and Christina. So plant cutting, hauling is going to have to be something these three are going to have to do just for right now, because we gotta bring that wood in before it starts to get eroded or decay outside. Hopefully these two can be healed quickly, because we have a holiday for them, and that's going to boost their morale if we can actually get the holiday done. So we're gonna try and do that. But yeah, so anyways, like I was saying, so generally, when I would talk about certain personal things, I generally would delete the VOD, but at this point I don't care. And if you're curious as to what I was talking about, you can go check it out. Maybe I'll do a recap of what I talked about if you weren't here for last stream. But an update status really quick. So I think about a couple of weeks ago, I had mentioned in the community comment section that things had been kind of bleak because I hadn't been able to find a job as of yet, and things were getting a little bit worrisome, and which they were, which they were, but then eventually I managed to secure an interview, and you'd be surprised in terms of like education. So there's this huge thing in education like going on right now since COVID. Since COVID, education has been on a steady decline in terms of people that they can hire. All right, because during COVID, we were expected to do a lot of things, and a majority of those things. What did they leave behind? They left something behind. They left medicine. That's cool. I appreciate it. I'll take that. They left us a gift. I'm good. Though they did not pay for their stay. I'm kind of upset about that. Did I not set the price? I thought I could set the price. Right here. 10 silver. We can do, 10 silver is fine. We're not a big, we don't have a lot of luxury items, but 10 silver, and you could pay 10 silver. Anywho, so what's his name? Okay, Lumi's back up. Lumi's back up and running. Cool. Let me actually take Lumi here and put her down to Hall. Okay, so things were pretty decent for the most part. Was able to. Oh, that's right. Sorry. So smaller districts. There are small school districts outside of the general larger cities. All right, in Texas, or at least in my area, there are several large districts. One being HISD, or Houston, which is the largest district in the state of Texas. And then also too, you have Fort Bend ISD, and then you have Alief ISD, and Katy, and so on and so forth. But generally, most of the concentration is in Houston. That's usually what's in the news most of the time. Fort Bend and the other districts really don't get into the news. Local news, sure, but like state news, HISD is usually the one that's usually in the news most of the time, and especially now, for various reasons. And so among other things, the okay, it looks like we're hauling stuff slowly but surely. It's cold, but it's not that cold to where like my cotton plants are not, I mean, some have died. Same thing with the corn and the same thing with the rice, but not much. Okay, looks like we're refueling a lot of the stuff here, which is good. All right, cool. We're getting back on our feet here. I mean, outside of gang stuff, HISD has a lot of problems. But generally, teachers started figuring out that they're expecting us to do a lot of things, but we're not getting paid the amount of money that the jobs and the tasks that they want us to complete. And by they, I mean the administration and the state. And who's in the administration? Well, those are your principals, your assistant principals, superintendents, people who are basically in charge of schools and school districts in general. So the expectations have increased, and the demands of the job have increased since COVID. And teachers have been asking for a pay raise. If you want us to do this amount of work, okay, fine, we'll do it, but we need to be paid for it. Me personally, and this is just me speaking out loud, and I know that there's not a whole lot of teachers who feel this way. I think we get paid enough and we get raises enough. Like, I mean, me personally, on my salary, all right, on my salary, I can afford, hey, what's going on, Whiskey? I mean, on my salary alone, I can afford to pay my truck, pay half the mortgage, buy groceries, save a little money to have for luxuries. And if I really want something like a new PC, then yeah, I'll have to save money. I'm not rolling in cash. The same thing with my wife. All right, my wife works in education. She's not a teacher, but she works in education, and she makes enough to cover the rest of the bills. So, but for some odd reason, teachers are not just happy with having I mean, everybody wants more, and nobody, and there's very few people who can live within their means and be content. And I guess that's the difference. I mean, don't get me wrong. Do I enjoy a pay raise? Sure. I don't mind a 10% pay raise here that covers taxes and gas or whatever the case is. I don't mind that. I mean, that happens annually. That kind of stuff happens annually. But the other thing is too, and like I said, while I can understand the demands, the expectations of the job, sure, okay, fine. My wife and I, we make enough to get by. We have a nice home. We have nearly a $200,000. And this is not a flex, and this is not a brag. We worked hard for everything that we have. And it's something that I hope that, as my daughter gets older, she'll have an appreciation for working hard for the things that she wants. And yeah, if she makes enough money and she doesn't struggle in her life, that's great. I mean, as long as she understands what hard work is. And so, I'm able to afford a house where we live. We live in a gated community. It's a nice area. It's pretty okay. It's growing. It's getting bigger. We've been living here in this area for 7-8 years. The first house that we had together, and that's the thing, we've owned, or we've bought multiple houses. Our first house was in a gated community a little bit farther away from here. And then we now live in this community that's also gated. So it's like, we're living well enough. We're living actually pretty well. And not to mention, we've saved our money and our pennies and budgeted here and budgeted there. And that's I think that's the key thing. I think that's the key thing that a lot of people don't excuse me. I'm trying to burp and it's coming up, just air. Budgeting is such a huge factor, and also living within one's means. All right. And I'm not saying that, how can I put this? As someone who grew up in the 90s and the early 2000s, my family, we did not have a lot of stuff. We didn't have a lot of things. You know, there were days where we had tuna fish casserole because, you know, mom and dad paychecks went towards bills or whatever the case was, and we had to eat spaghetti for, you know, weeks or whatever. So, like, you know, having those struggle meals, as some people call them, you know, those were an everyday thing. But my parents worked hard, saved their money, and then they eventually got us out of the hood, and we moved out to the country to a nice 2-story home, something that we had never seen before. All my other friends, and the funny thing is, like, growing up in the 90s, if your friend or one of your friends that you knew had like a 2-story home, you automatically thought this guy's rich. Like, this kid is loaded. Like, this kid is rich. You know, they have a 2-story home, and that was usually the general consensus growing up. If your friend had a 2-story home, this guy was loaded. This guy had money. You know, or if oh man, I mean, my hometown is still very hoodish. The buildings and everything might have gotten a fresh coat of paint, but it's still very much not it's safer, but back then it didn't used to be so safe. You know, literally I was living in an area where you would hear police sirens and, you know, and people arguing, and loud music, and, you know, all that stuff was a lullaby generally for myself. So wait, who are these guys? Are these the Empire tribute these are the tribute collectors. Okay, so who the hell are you? Oh, these are combat suppliers. Oh, I don't have shit for you. I mean, I probably do. Do I have any weapons, like old weapons that I can just get rid of that I don't need? Let's see. Oh, that's the new way to describe something cursed. That's crazy. I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for that now, apparently. But anyways, so the notion was, you know, my parents scrimped and scraped and everything else like that. And then when I got older, I kind of realized that too. I mean, nothing was given to me on a silver platter. I was not rich by any means. Even if we did move out of the house that we first lived in, and then we moved over to this other one in this other community, into a 2-story home. And that was the thing. We moved into a newly built 2-story home. And I remember my dad I remember going to the construction site with my dad, watching the progress of the house being built. And oh, hey Ren, thanks for the subscribe. Appreciate it. If you're in the chat, thank you. And see, and this is like a testament to my dad, which is really awesome. What my dad would do is he would wait. He would take me with me. Take me with him, and we would go and check the progress of the house. So we would walk the construction site at night, checking. And my dad knows how to build stuff. My dad's really good with his hands, and that's where I've kind of learned that skill from him as well. But anywho, I can talk about my dad for a long time. But if there was something that my dad didn't like, my dad would go to his car, grab a sledgehammer, and break it. Essentially having the construction crew having to do it, like repair it, but do it better. And so he would go back and check it every so often to go see if the work was done to his particular liking. And, you know, some people might think like, oh, well, that's just stupid or that's just petty. Like, no, if you're, if you're going to spend $100,000 for a home, and and you see it being built and it's shitty craftsmanship, maybe that was a little bit of an extreme, but you can always talk to the builders or the construction managers and be like, hey, I know, as someone who worked in construction, it's probably better if you talk to the construction manager, all right, and just be like, hey, I noticed this, can you fix that? I know a little something about this, or carpentry, or putting up sheetrock, or whatever the case is. How about you fix that before you do anything else? My dad went to the extreme. He was very I don't know what the word would be. I can't think of the word to describe it. But I was at a young age, I was an accomplice to vandalism. Oh man. But now that I think about it, and in this perspective, it's amazing how hindsight is it's 2020. It's amazing. When you actually start talking about something, it puts it into a different perspective. But anywho, so my dad would go in, smash it with a sledgehammer, making sure that they went back and they did it again, and eventually moved into our house. So this idea of taking pride and saving up your money is something that has always been ingrained in me. And when it comes to like teacher salaries and stuff like that, and this is the point of I was trying to make. I'm sorry, I took the long road. I'm a history teacher. I go down rabbit holes. I'm sorry. Let me see. Hold on. Did anybody go hunting, by the way? Nobody's gone hunting. And then the ideology thing. Okay. Ritual opportunity. Which one is it? It's the collective fiesta. Which one's for the collective fiesta? Or is that just something that we can... Or is that something that we do, like... at a... No? What? It says that it's a ritual opportunity, so I'm just gonna check. Huh. Okay. Hold on, I haven't forgotten my place in the story. I'm just trying to... Maybe it is the tree. Maybe it's the tree. All right, I'm going to assume that it's the tree. So I'm just going to have the tree built. And then we'll do the thing. Okay, there we go. Okay, so anywho, like I was saying, so personally as a teacher, I don't have an issue with my salary. I think I make enough for what I do. All right. Now, here's the other thing. As a teacher, all right, and I don't think a lot of people take this into account. Do you know how many days off we get in an entire school year? We get quite a few. Minus the staff meetings that we have to come in on certain days. So that's just work for me. I don't care. Work is work. But we get 2 months off in the summer. Then now the new norm is, and this was never the case. This was never the case. This is like something brand spanking new, at least for me. And that is, in October, we get sort of like a small fall break. My first time experiencing was with my previous school district. I had never known that was a thing. Generally, once school started, You might have had one or two holidays before Thanksgiving break, and then you had Christmas break, or winter break, as it's called by the secularists. Oh yeah, it is the collective fiesta. Okay, so in 2 hours I'll be able to start this. Okay. So it was the tree. I was right. Such a weird thing. But and then you have your then after that you have your 2 weeks off, and then you come back in January, and then you have another national holiday, and then you have a couple more days, and then you have spring break, and then you might have, and then after spring break it was always the long haul to summer. You might have had Memorial Day, depending on what day it fell on. I think, I can't remember if that's one of those holidays that interchanges throughout the year, whatever. And then it was just the long haul to summer. All right. We get quite a few days off. I mean, if we, and this is the kicker, and this is why I like working in education, is even while I have those days off, I'm still getting paid. I am still getting paid for the time off that I'm on, because the way the pay scheduling throughout the year is broken down. A knight of the fallen emperor has been caught in bed with the wrong person. He imprisoned the inappropriate lover in show of rejection. Now he wants you to keep the prisoner caged until the scandal blows over. So I need to house somebody for 25 days. And they have to be kept in bed because they're crippled. Ooh, that's crazy. I got 4 days to reply, so I'm gonna hold on to that. All right, so let's see. You know what? Let's have the festival now. Let's get it rocking and rolling. If we're lucky, we have a good enough festival. Somebody will join us, like a random person will join us. Will join the community. All right. It's kind of like the what do you call it? The 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, wait, hold on. There's somebody missing. Who's missing from the party? Oh no, everybody's there. That's right, Atkinson. Atkinson's dead. I'm seeing Ghost here. So, teaching's not a bad gig. It's not, for the time off that we get and for the pay that we get. Yeah, it's pretty good. Now, okay. Now this is where in the state of Texas, I know outside of the state of Texas, like in California, some teachers are some of the lowest paid teachers out there. I get that. I mean, when you live in California, which is a shithole state, by the way, and to anybody in the chat who lives in California, I'm sorry, I'm a Texan. It is by my nature alone to talk down, on that. All right, it was a fun collective fiesta. All right, we got a mood buff for 6 days of +5. All right, so the festival's over. We got a mood boost. So did I don't know. Was Atkinson a I don't know. I don't know if they were male or female. I don't remember, but sure, we can use those pronouns because we don't know. Automatic. we don't know what they identified as, so the automatic is male. Men winning 100% all the time. Oh, there you go. Look, I was talking shit and now my plants are dying. I'm just happy this is not Randy Random. If this was Randy Random, I'd probably be like up to my neck in raids and God knows what else. But yeah, so I don't generally complain about my salary. I'm okay with that. So, but anyways, back to what I was originally talking about, and I went off into a tangent. Chat, I'm sorry, I really am. So, I applied to this one school district, got an interview. The position was for Texas history, and I said, sure. I've never taught Texas history, but I know Texas history. Oh, it's a great game. I love this game. I'm playing with a few mods, and I have every DLC except the new one, Anomaly. So I'm hoping for when the Steam Summer Sale hits in a couple of weeks, I'll buy it so I can have it. So I'm looking forward to it. So went through the whole interview process, talked to the assistant principal. The assistant principal showed me around the school. It was a nice school, I have to say. Anomaly is fun. Anomaly looks fun from what I've seen. I've been watching a guy named, if you're not familiar with him, check him out. His name is Quill18. He plays RimWorld and a bunch of other he also plays Paradox games, which I'm also interested in playing. I'm just not good at Paradox games. I think he's doing an Anomaly run right now. He's got a couple of episodes in, and I've been watching him. Yeah, the school was nice. It's only been open for like 2 years, so the classrooms look nice. The desk looked nice. Every classroom has a touch screen smart board or clear touch in it. And the coolest thing, and I thought this was the coolest thing, guys, I kid you not. And this is how I know as yes, he also has Civ 6 content. Civ 7 is about to come out. Actually, they made an announcement on Steam, and I was completely taken off guard by it. I really was. So I was not expecting Civ 7 or an announcement of Civ 7 this year. So that's kind of cool. The coolest thing about those classrooms was that they gave teachers like this little, it wasn't a collar, but it was something that they could wear around their neck if they chose to, and it was a microphone. Each of the classrooms had a sound system. Oh yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Civ 6 change how Civilization played, and so I'm curious what Civ 7 is going to do. I'm very curious about it. And so you could wear these little microphones around your neck, and your voice could be projected in the entire classroom. And I thought that was so cool. Like, I don't have to raise my voice. I can just talk like this. Hey, you in the back, pay attention. Hey, so what's the question? What happened? What's the whole point of the Declaration of Independence? Or what was the first Constitution of the United States? Like, I wouldn't have to raise my voice in this classroom. I could actually just keep it low because, which could also be a bad thing too, if you think about it. Because I'm a teacher that talks a lot of shit, especially to my students, especially if I like my students. And we have a decent relationship and rapport. I will cut up and talk mad shit in class, especially about certain students. I will I'll call them lazy. I'll call them I think one time I told one student, he smiles now, and I see him in summer school, and I told him, I'm not going to use his name, but I told the kid, I was just like, hey man, you're not the dumbest person alive, but you better hope that person doesn't die. And the kid just looked at me. He was just like, wait, what? He had to think about it for a second, and then he came back and he was just like, you're wrong for that. And I was like, I know, but I speak truth to power. and I started thinking to myself, and I was telling my wife about the classrooms, and she was just telling me, she's like, you like to run your mouth. That's going to be a problem. What if they come and do a walkthrough of your classroom and you mumble something under your breath when the administrator walks in and they hear you, and then it's just like, oh man, D&D went hard. Absolutely. I love me some D&D. Uh-oh. Who is he stalking? He is stalking somebody. Oh, probably Nag. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can get him farther away and closer to the settlement. Yeah, this guy is stalking him because he's hungry. Let's see, missing body parts, unroofed. Okay, yeah, he's still coming. Oh shit. I heard gunshots. Why did I hear gunshot? Hey, guess who's back? How's it going, Time? How you been? I gotta find some help here. There you go. Take it out. Yes. All right. I was worried there for a second. Oh, I love Project Zomboid. My brother and I and some friends, we did a run. We played a little while ago. It was fun. We've strictly played strictly vanilla, and so, but we are planning. I need to talk to him, actually. I'll talk to him tomorrow. Because I told him that I want to play the new update for 7 Days to Die. We haven't played it in a while, and they went full release already, which is awesome. Where's that? There it is, right there. How badly decayed is it? It's been dead for 20 days. It's rotting, but it's not rotted. Oh, a grizzly bear got to it. Where's the grizzly bear? Oh, is that it? Nope, that's not the grizzly bear. That's the mega sloth. Oh, there it is, right there. Man. He killed that ram and then went all the way over there. That's crazy. Alright. Well then. Ooh, this warg is getting a little too close for my taste. I might have to do something about that warg. Hey, we're having a party. It probably won't happen. Not really the gather spot, but... Party! House party. Have I played Star Sector? No. Honestly, I'm not even familiar with that. Let's take a look at Star Sector really quick. Let's see. Star Sector. It's not coming out. That's weird. Solar Flares off. No, I haven't played I haven't played that one. Okay, so we got rid of a lot of this stuff. Oh, it's not on Steam? Oh, okay then. It's all gravy. Let me see. Let's see. Star Sector. Uh-oh, hold on. I hear a raid. Oh, a warg hunt. Where is... Oh, shoot. Where are you? Sis, no. Prioritize hunting. Prioritize hunting. Oh shit. There you go. Slow it down. There you go. Come on. There we go. Oh man. This person's a crack shot. I gotta do everything in my power to keep that person safe. Crack shots are hard to come by. Let's see. Run in the background. Yes, run in the background. Okay, so let me pull it up here. Star Sector. Star Sector's upcoming top-down single-player indie role-playing game developed and published by Fractal Software. Softworks for PC, with the alpha released in 2011. Ooh, 2011! And it's still kind of like an early access? Let me see. That looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. That looks pretty cool. That looks like a pretty awesome game. All right, everybody's asleep. Hand is itchy for some odd reason. About to get money. I think that's what it is. They say when your hand gets itchy, you're about to receive money. I'm hoping that's the case. Alright. It does remind me of another game. Go ahead and minimize, put this on the... there's another game that's in early access. I've had fun playing it. I've uninstalled it because there hasn't been any big updates to it yet. Let me see if I can find it. I have forgotten the name of it. I think it's under strategy. This one, Nebulous Fleet Command. It's something. It looked. I mean, other than the top down, like anybody who knows me or has watched this channel, graphics are not like a big thing for me. So that game, Star Sector, has piqued my interest, and I'm gonna have to take a look at it. Thank you for bringing it up to me, Gabriel. I do appreciate it. This game right here has the development has been slow, but that's it, which is fine, and updates have come in, you know, very raggedly. So I'm hoping for some really awesome stuff. Oh, that's pretty cool. This game right here is a lot of fun because you're literally in charge of a fleet of it's still lacking a lot. It's fun, but like it's very, if you've never played like, so all of this is happening in real time, and you are in control of these individual ships, okay? And so there are these massive fleet battles that are taking place that you need to, you know, if there's countermeasures you need to launch, those countermeasures. You need to do this, you need to do that. I mean, it's basically everything that a fleet commander would need to do in a three-dimensional battle like this. You know, you get to customize your ships, you get to build them. Right now they have some pre-made ships. They're still working on a lot of stuff. Like I said, it's still very much in early access. It's there's different systems and repair crews that you have to manage as well. It's a lot, which is pretty cool. When I say it's stressful, but it's a fun kind of stress. You really feel like you're in the captain's seat and you're doing, you know, lots of important decisions here. And it took me a while to understand the mechanics and the camera angles. I still don't get most of it, but the basics I have a foothold in. A lot of it is trial and error, and not to mention RNG, you know. Oh yeah, I was. I'm still a huge fan, but I'm a huge. When I was younger, my favorite game to play, especially when it came to like space battles, was where are you? I have it. Not Stellaris. Oh, Homeworld. This was my game through high school. And then when they made the sequel for it, it's just chef's kiss, man. This game is absolutely amazing. It's absolutely amazing. I love Homeworld. It's a lot of fun. Homeworld 2, when it came out, is a lot of fun. I think I still have the primer. I think I have the primer somewhere, the strategy primer for it somewhere. And it is absolutely, it's still an amazing game. And they've made mods. There used to be this one place you could go to. I think it's still up now, maybe. Actually, I'll have to double check. I've been very nostalgic as of late, and so I've been like looking for like some of the stupid stuff, all the stupid websites that I used to go to when I was a kid. But there used to be a website called Mod Database, moddb.com, and there was a mod there that introduced that altered the AI of the game of Homeworld 2 and also created new ships and new subsystems and stuff like that. I'm trying to remember what it was called. I think it was called Point Defense. It was called Point Defense, and it went through different variations. And there was one variation that just wasn't all that great. The community hated it, and so they reverted back to the original system. But Homeworld 2 really fit that 3D fleet command genre that was non-existent. Like when 3D graphics were like barely a thing, Homeworld popped up and it changed strategy games completely. And there's never really been a game, in my opinion, that has kind of like taken the seat or taken the throne of from Homeworld. And I'll admit I'm biased. I will admit there are just some games that claim to be certain things, and I'm just kind of like, are you sure? And I'll try to compare it to like other games that I've played previously that are similar. And I'll sit here and just be like, yeah, no, this is not going to cut it. This is not working out. Yeah, it's just. I thought that was a carcass. But yeah, so it's Homeworld is definitely a game. It is a fun time. It's definitely a fun time. Okay, so. Oh yeah, please. I just might install it. It's 10:53. I still got about an hour before I go to bed. I'm going to bed at midnight. Yes, I have work in the morning, but I don't give a damn. I'm gangster like that. But yeah, no game has ever been able to dethrone, at least in my opinion, Homeworld. As a three-dimensional space fleet command game. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. There's one game in the franchise called Homeworld Cataclysm. Nobody really talks about that, and it's kind of funny when they announced a remastered version of Homeworld and Homeworld 2, they didn't include Cataclysm because I don't think Cataclysm is canon, and I don't think it was made by the same developer. I think it was kind of like somebody like took the base game, altered it, changed it, used some of the universe's lore elements and threw it into a game. Because I remember playing Cataclysm and it wasn't fun, and it didn't feel like Homeworld. I have the CD somewhere. I know I still have the CD. Let's see, what do we got here? Is this person hunting? Is the bear hunting one of these guys? I feel like it is. I feel like that bear is hunting one of those visitors there. I hope they're not here to stay with us, because if they do, they're going to get hurt. And oh boy. That bear is following them pretty closely. Yep. That bear is definitely hunting someone. They lured a bear into our camp. You better get in there. Oh shit. Okay. Oh shit. Come on, kill it. Kill it. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. Christina. Go. I always laugh when I forget to set that. Go tend to yourself. Thank you, Gabriel. You have a good one. All right. Have a wonderful night. Okay, so guests can claim beds. Blueprint right here. I got three beds that need to be. All right, so okay, furniture for right now. These are for guests and they're free. All right. Well, anyways, so like I was saying, went through the whole process of the interview and did all this other stuff, and I get a call probably like a couple of days after from the assistant principal, and he says, "Hey, just to let you know, I'm recommending you for hire. We just got to wait for HR. I need you to answer these questions for me, and take care of business, and we'll get everything squared away." I was like, cool. I mean, hey, thanks for the opportunity. I do appreciate it. I'm looking forward to working with you guys. And then a week goes by and I don't hear anything. I get contacted from Human Resources because they wanted me to update my application. Apparently I was missing something, so it was like, whatever. Okay, cool. I'll go ahead and update it right now. Did that. And it was, then I waited another week, and then I didn't hear nothing, and I was getting kind of concerned because, and my wife was also getting concerned, like, hey, have you heard back anything from the school district? And I said, no, not yet. I'm still kind of waiting. She was like, well, you need to call them. You need to figure out what's going on. Can't just, idly wait. And I was like, yeah, I know, you're right. And so I called them, and I didn't get a phone call. Nobody picked up the phone. And so I was just like, holy crap. And I was just like, oh man, this is not good. Like, oh man, this is not good. This is not good. And combat supplier. Okay. But yeah, so I didn't hear anything from them, which made things kind of like, it made my wife nervous, it made me nervous. Oh shoot, I'm missing one. I'm missing one. Have this guy sitting on a sleeping on the floor, and he's not sleeping in a bed. I'm gonna have to change that. So I eventually call back. Nobody picks up, nobody calls, returns my call, and I'm just like, oh crap, I'm starting to get nervous. And then my wife is telling me like, yeah, they're probably about to go on vacation because it's the end of June, and that's when administrators normally take their vacation. And I was like, oh crap. And I was very much concerned about that. So eventually I go ahead and I text the assistant principal, and I'm like, hey, I just wanted to know, I haven't heard anything in about 2 weeks. What's going on? I've been trying to get a hold of somebody, but nobody wants to return my call, so that's why I'm reaching out. Sorry if you're on vacation, you know, whatever. I text my wife and I let her know, like, hey, you know, I let them know, but I haven't heard anything back from them. And then I eventually get a phone call in the morning, and sure enough, he's like, yeah, I just, he's like, hey, I'm on vacation, but I wanted to let you know that the principal decided to go a different direction, so we're not going to hire you. And I didn't want to lose my temper. I really didn't want to lose my temper due to the fact that these individuals could be a potential employer for me. But it's just the fact, it just irked me so much that you could have told me, you know, you could have told me that you were not, like, you could have at least told me that you were not going to hire me, instead of me having to sit here with false hope. Especially since, I mean, granted, technically I didn't sign a contract. They just said that they were going to recommend me to hire. But still, you know, I kind of explained to him that I was like, I need a job. I'm looking for one. You could at least told me, hey, you know, we're going to go in a different direction so I can continue to look for a job. And so I told my wife was like, her words, fuck. And I was like, yeah, indeed, fuck. And I think that's probably, I know that if I ever sat in an interview, I would at least want to tell the individuals, be like, hey man, we're just gonna go in a different direction. Like, is that so hard? It's not hard at all. But for several weeks. Oh, for about a week, I'd been like scrambling, looking for a job, trying to find. I'm thinking like I'm gonna have to go back to construction. Not that I have an issue with construction. It's more that I went to school to become an educator. If I'm not doing that, I'm kind of wasting the money that I put into that. And it's not like one of those. It's not one of those degrees like lesbian dance theory or some stupid degree that you're going to spend like $50,000 on that doesn't get you any job other than being in human resources. Like, this is a legit. I studied for this. This is something that I can actually use in the field. And I'm wasting the money that I have invested in myself. And it took me a lot to get to college. I generally haven't talked about it. But I guess in my older age, I have become more reminiscent and nostalgic. Oh shit. What do we got? Oh, raccoons? Ah, crap. Raccoons are a bit of a problem. Or they can be. There we go. Man, Christina, your melee skills are off the chain. Christina's trapped in her house. Oh, she was trapped in her house. All right. Yeah, Scaria. Yeah, those things are gonna eventually disappear. Okay, so let's see. Where is... Oh, here it is. I mean, generally, if we have something for them to buy, they can buy it. It's not a problem, as long as they have the money for it. Okay, so we're gonna have to dump those bodies somewhere. We gotta dump those bodies. Storage. Don't allow fresh. Priority critical. No chunks, but corpses. Storage. Okay. Trying to see what do we have in terms of... Oh, spring is here, finally. All right. I'm gonna hunt these smaller critters. We're gonna hunt these smaller critters. What was that? Oh, that was Nag. Like, what the hell is that noise? But yeah, so I was scrambling looking for a job, and then there's one district in the city that I don't want to work for, or that I didn't want to work for because it was one far away from my house a bit, and also, you know, kind of seeped in controversy. And my wife has her she's very what's the word? Not repulsive. Reprehensive, maybe? She's very wary. I'll just say that. She's very wary because this particular school district just recently laid off like a bunch of teachers. Now, according to news sources, those teachers were let go due to performance reviews. But then, according to the teachers' unions or teachers' organizations, they were let go because of budgeting. So I guess it just depends. Personally, a job is a job for me. I may be reluctant to work there because I am concerned that, you know, if a new quest has become active. It's called Drifters Need Resources. A group of travelers. Oh, they need 6 medicine? I don't think I have 6 medicine. Oh wait, I do have 6 medicine. I mean, if I give them the 6 medicine, that kind of puts me in a spot, but... Actually, can I actually grow heal root now? A skill of 8 in terms of plant growth. I have a few people who are close to doing so. Damn it. What are y'all two doing? Stop that. But yeah, so for me, I'm gonna work and I'm gonna work my butt off and I'm going to do the best that I can because that's the kind of person that I am. You know, that's just the kind of person that I am, and that's what I'm going to do. I don't like not doing my job, basically. You know, if you hire me to do a job, the job is going to get done. I don't care what it is. All right, I'm not going to have any issues about it. Yeah, we'll give him 6 medicine. Why not? Okay. Oh, okay. So, I mean, we're charming them. Okay, well, we got people who are doing the entertaining, so it is what it is. It's working out as best they can. Oh, they're really this person's really good friends. Pandora the Grunt, social. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to put down another thing of I think soybeans is what grows fast too. 3 days. 5 days, yeah. Okay, in terms of animals, now we got some donkeys here. We got some donkeys. Sorry, I had to do that. It's almost like it's a must. You have to say donkeys like that. If you don't say it, it's kind of like, you know, bad luck if you don't like clap the tongs more than once. Oh man. Okay, so it's 11:16. I was talking big and I thought I was gonna make it to midnight, but I'm not going to. So I'm going to save it here. I will see you all on Wednesday. I will be streaming Wednesday, so I will see you there. It's going to be War Thunder, and or World of Warships, or I'd rather say they will visit again in a few days. Sweet. Did they at least, you know, pay? I hope they at least paid. I'm assuming they did. Okay. Well, anywho, I'm gonna save it. Quit. Alright guys, I will see you all in the next one.